Hey folks, this is Ben with Ben's Campers in Monongahela, PA. Today we're taking a look at this really awesome rig that we have for sale at the shop. This is a 2026 Keystone Coleman 13R travel trailer. It is a very chilly December afternoon here in western Pennsylvania, and I'm very happy to be showing you guys this thing. The purpose of this video is twofold. We're going to talk about this unit. It is for sale at the shop. It's $9,500, but also want to give you guys my 2 cents on this thing. So 13R, so it's 13 feet long. It weighs under 2,500 pounds. I think it's like 2,450 unladen. So, I mean, this is towable with a variety of vehicles, you know, these little SUVs and trucks and stuff that you can buy now. Check your tow rating, of course, but I mean, it's definitely built in mind to be towable with a number of vehicles. And it's also built in mind to be used for a number of different things. Obviously, it's a camper. Obviously, it's, you know, livable space on the road, in the woods, at the campsite, wherever you might find yourself. But it's also a mobile office, a mobile vending trailer, a mobile workplace, mobile guest house. They put a lot of thought into the design of this thing. It's really designed for the modern age. And that really shows. I've never seen some of the features in this thing in any of these campers that I get, and I get a lot of them. So let's talk about it. I want to give you guys my 2 cents on this thing, and I'm really excited again to have it here and be able to offer it. It's really sweet. This unit, this one in particular, obviously 26 model, you know, it's almost like brand new. It's really close. Coleman, you know, that name's synonymous, goes way back. The camping gear brand, I don't know what year that started, at least 100 years ago, I would say. So it's a household name at this point, and it's Keystone's entry-level travel trailer, very recognizable by the public. So definitely nailed it on that front. What this is, so you might notice up front, you're missing a propane tank. No, it's not missing from the trailer. This unit is all electric, which I thought I wouldn't like, but I'll tell you what, they make up for it. So we're going to talk about that. So let's start up front. You have a nice Lippert Components chassis and axle on this. It's got a nice powder coated finish on it. You have a 12-volt battery, of course, with room to add another one if you want to. It is all solar prepped and inverted, so that's very cool. The receptacles can be inverted. That means you take 12-volt and turn it to 110. So it's definitely off-grid capable. Again, you know, it could be a job site trailer. There's a lot you can do with this thing. It doesn't have a power jack. You could easily add one, but it does have the manual one, so I appreciate that, actually. I like the manual ones. I think it looks very good. I like the gray and black. You see a nice power awning there, generously sized for what it is. It has an LED light strip underneath of it. Nice wide fiberglass door. Nice wide sturdy entry step, nice sturdy grab handle. This unit is well built, and that's something I want to point out on this as well. Some of these low-cost Coleman models, you know, I've seen them in the past where they weren't so well put together. There was some sloppy workmanship. This one doesn't have any of that. I haven't seen anything loose or, you know, poorly put together on this. It's really, really surprising and really nice. They really got their act together with this, so kudos to them. What you do have is a nice, generously sized storage compartment there with a magnetic holder. I like that. It's even got a light in there. And being a single axle trailer, it's got some nice 14 inches on there with steel wheels, of course. And they're load range D tires from the factory, so I like that. Little upgrade from the load range C, hopefully prevent, you know, having a blowout or anything like that. Nice large window. We're going to talk about that inside. It goes hand in hand with kind of being a possible concession trailer or mobile workspace, but also just gives you a nice view. I think you'll appreciate that. Coming around the back, it's all LED running lights. It has electric brakes just like any camper. One thing it doesn't have, and I was surprised, I was like, where's the rear bumper? Well, it doesn't have one. What it does have instead is a hitch receiver there. Able to add the kayak rack or the bike rack or the storage rack that goes across the rear of these. You know, lots of accessories you can buy for these. There you have 2 scissor jack stabilizers for this thing. And you have an exterior receptacle there. Again, it's inverted. Gives you that outdoor power for the string lights, or the you know, if you want to set up a electric griddle or something outside. It's backup camera prepped, and the fit and finish on the thing. So again, very nice, very well put together. The J-rail there is nice and straight. All the sealant is applied very nicely and carefully. Everything really looks good. I don't see any sloppy workmanship on the thing. You know, it's very handsome. It looks really good. You know, these are an easy to own trailer, easy to maintain, easy to clean, easy to tow and park. Underneath here, don't mind some road grime, but we have a gray tank and a black tank, of course. There you have your valves for that, the Valterra brand. All very tidy, well put together. Nice thick axle for all the bigger this trailer is. Again, the chassis, everything looking really good on here. A couple low point drains for the water system. There you have a 30 amp power cord. Not sure the length of that. Now this threw me off here. I was like, well, if it has no propane, why does it have a propane water heater? Well, it doesn't. It is an electric water heater, which I actually like in practical use. They keep the water nice and hot all day without using propane, and it eliminates some fire hazard and stuff like that. There you see a side mount, wall mount air conditioner, which helps with overhead clearance height, so you can maybe park this in the garage. You know, if you need to look up the stats on stuff like that, I'm not going to provide them in this video, but you can definitely do that. There's the vent hood for the range hood. There's the vent for the stove range hood. And here you have traditional, you know, city water hookup, as well as a fresh water fill inlet there. Typical stuff. Yeah, again, I like the silver, I like the black. You know, this model, obviously, it's almost brand new. It looks great. The windows, nice and thick. You have a nice thick seal there sticking out, just like a car door or something. Really looks good. Not the, you know, scrawny little skimpy windows that are on some of these. So again, it's well put together. It's nice and sturdy. It's a nice value. So let's go ahead and check it out inside. So we open this nice wide door. We have a screen. And going inside, the first thing you are going to notice when you walk in this trailer is how large it is, how much usable foot space there is. The second thing I noticed right away was this area over here. So what this is up to you. Obviously a great place to eat a meal. Also a great place to work. I mean, I can see a laptop sitting here, a pen and paper sitting here, you know, the art pad. I can see vending going on here. Look at this large window, giant window. It opens, so you could be, you know, if you're into selling items, selling concession, drinks, food, if you're into the trade shows, the arts and crafts, whatever you might be into, or just taking in the view of whatever you have. You know, hopefully you get into a nice campsite and have a nice view out there. That'd be great. The other obvious thing, well, first let's talk about, here you have these nice bar stools to sit on. They do fold up. They're nice and sturdy for what they are. They fold up and they stow under there underneath the fireplace. So the fireplace. So no propane means, well, how do we heat the thing? So you have an electric fireplace. It's I'll say it has two modes. You know, you can have just the graphic on there. It's obviously, you know, animated, but it looks very pretty, and it does emit heat. So you can turn that part of it on or off. Now you can't adjust the heat setting. I wish you could put it on, you know, high or low, but you can't. So it's either on or off. But I'll tell you what, it's well below freezing, and inside here is a very pleasant place to be right now. My fingers are thanking me for coming inside this trailer. It is very nice and warm. And that goes to show not only how much heat that thing's throwing, but how well built this thing is. Again, you know, it's got these nice thick windows. So let's talk about the workspace for another moment here. You have a nice GFI receptacle there. Great place to charge the laptop. You have a few of these in here. You have USB and USB-C receptacles there. Charge the phone. Definitely appreciate that. Over the large window, you have a nice little leatherette valance. It's very sturdy, very well put together, with some nice blackout shades. Maybe not totally blackout, but light dimming shades. I wish they had added a window to that back wall there, but I'll tell you what, that space would look great. You know, the piece of art, nice wall hanging of some sort, or maybe, you know, hooks for your gear or something you could put there, be creative. All LED lights in here, of course, very bright and sunny in here. Very, very pleasant place to be. I mean, look at this thing. It is so nice. Such a pleasant place to be. Love the off-white walls with the, you know, light brown cabinets there. So kitchen area. Very generous counter space. Plenty of food prep area. You have a little remote control for the air conditioner there. Single burner Greystone electric deal there. You know, that's all you need. Like that a lot, actually. And there's that range hood there with the light and fan. The cabinets. So, you know, they're not solid wood. But they are well put together. Nice deep drawers, you know, very solid feel to them. They open and close really nice and sturdy. You know, the finish on them feels really good to the touch. I'm in a lot of travel trailers, guys. I can tell you ones that are put together well and ones that aren't. This one is. And where are you going to keep your food and drinks cool? Well, this is a 12-volt refrigerator. 12-volt tech has really improved so much. It does not have a freezer space, I will say that. But it is plenty roomy for your drinks and the food for a weekend or even longer. Of course, you have a nice Greystone microwave. Again, very nice feel to everything in here. And there's that air conditioner. So you've got your workspace, you've got your place to eat, you've got your food prep and kitchen area. There you have a nice stainless sink. I want to point that out. Instead of plastic, it's a nice actual stainless sink with a nice little high-rise faucet. So where do you sleep? Well, up front, you have a generously sized, full-size bed. Now, I wish they gave you a little thicker of a mattress pad, but it's fine. You could obviously put a topper on it, or, you know, you could even upgrade that and put just a regular RV full mattress. You'd lose that corner cutout, of course, but I think you'd still have plenty of walkability in here, foot room, even with a mattress hanging over there. Underneath the bed, you have your typical breaker panel there, converter, and that switch there differentiates between the fireplace and the AC to minimize the voltage draw. Over here, you have a space where you can mount a TV. It's prepped for television, with the receptacle there in the ceiling and cable jack, and another receptacle down here with another USB and USB-C plug. Now, I do wish they would have gave you a wardrobe closet in this corner. That would have been a nice touch in here, but, you know, I'm sure you can add something, put a little shelf, something there. Overhead, you have a nice big shelf there, put the baskets on there and organize everything real nice. I just can't get over how much walkability there is in this thing. And everything is really well put together. You know, one thing that you'll notice in a lot of these, you know, let's say lower end, but cost cut travel trailers is, you know, trim and fit and finish. It's kind of loose. Nothing like that in this. No loose staples, no loose trim, no poorly applied caulking or material. You know, they give you a nice head bump pad there. It doesn't have much pad to it, but it's fine. You know, everything's finished really nice. So I appreciate that. Underneath the bed, you know, you have this little storage hatch. I wish they'd have gave you a hydraulic arm on it, but you could easily add one. It helps you get into the storage from the exterior or the interior. There's the freshwater tank under there, which is gigantic for what it is. Again, you can look up the capacities. I don't have those on hand right now. Over here, so here's the control panel for the unit. This includes the power awning switch, the water pump, the exterior light switch, and then all your tank level checkers there. Very, very easy to own and operate this travel trailer. This is a very efficient, very simple trailer. It has a lot of features, but it's also very easy to own for a beginner. You know, easy to maintain. So how about a bathroom? what's a camper without a bathroom, right? So pretty generously sized for what it is. You know, upright commode and shower there. The shower pan, nice and wide. It's a low step there. I like that. Plenty of ceiling height in here. I'm 6 foot tall. There's probably 6 inches above my head. It's probably 6'7" or so in here. Ceiling height. And you have another receptacle there, and there's the power switch for that electric water heater. Nice hook to hang the bathrobe or towel or whatever. And one issue with this unit in particular is it does have some staining on the bathroom floor there. Not sure what caused that yellowing there. I didn't really try to get it off or anything, but maybe you could. I'm just making a mess of the thing in here with how slushy and snowy everything is out there. So that's it, guys. That's my take on this thing. This is a long video for such a small trailer because there's so much to talk about in this thing. It is really awesome. I really like it. I would own it. I would use it. I would love to take this thing on a trip. I wish it were, you know, the summertime where I could take it somewhere. Maybe I'll get another one next year. We'll see. So this one's for sale at the lot. $9,500 is the price. You know, save you a couple grand at least over a brand new one, minus all their, you know, they have all those ridiculous fees and stuff that they add. We at Ben's Campers don't add any of that. It's just the price of the trailer. Then you have tax and title per your state, which, you know, I can't control that part of it, but what I can do is give you a nice camper for a good price and give you an honest description. So I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed this one like I did. Lots to talk about in this thing. So hit subscribe. We'll see you with the next one. God bless. Hope everyone is having a very nice warm December coming into Christmas here. A lot of fun stuff coming into the shop here. So excited to show you guys some of the campers that I have. See you with the next one.